Hey everybody, in this video we're going to learn about if statements, and we're going to see how if statements allow us to run different blocks of code depending if a situation is true or false. So on this one we're going to be focusing just on strings, and right here we have a variable called role and it's storing the word employee. And then this if statement down here is going to check to see if whatever stored in the variable role equals manager. So this is going to be either true or false. If it's true, it's going to go ahead and run the code that's indented underneath. So we could have a bunch of lines of code underneath. And since all three of these are indented, it's going to run. If this one's not indented, then only these two lines of code will run if this statement is true. Also notice that there is a colon at the end of the if statement. That's kind of like saying that we have a list of things that you're going to do, which are our lines of code, which are these two lines of code, if the statement is true. So then if we run this, we're going to notice that it says you get a discount on McDonald's coffee because employee is the role. And then if we change it to manager, we get a free McDonald's coffee. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with numbers. We'll talk about a similar situation, and we'll be like, if their age is greater than 55, then they also get a discounted coffee. Otherwise, if their age is less than or equal to 55, then we're going to say, hey, you don't get a discount. Later on, we're going to find other ways to set this up, but this is just using if statements. So let's go ahead and run this, and this code right here should run where it says we don't get a discount. And if we change this to, let's say, 66, it says you get a discount at McDonald's coffee. So that's how it can work with numbers. And I have an example down here that is for Booleans and numbers. So here we have a variable that's a Boolean. It says is with adult, and that's true. Then we have another one for age. And then it doesn't matter what age you are, or if you have an adult, you automatically are allowed to go to G, PG, and PG-13 movies, even though it is restricted. Apparently it's okay in most places. And we have an if statement that checks if their age is greater than 17 or equal to. That allows them to go to NC-17 movies. And if they're with an adult, you can go to R movies. So now if we run this, since we are with an adult, we can go to all three of those movies, and then we can also go to R movies. And if we're not with an adult, we no longer get to go to the R movie. If we are, let's say, 19, we get to go to NC-17 movies, and if we're with an adult, which we would be, because we're considered an adult, we also get to go to our movies. Now for this one, we could have done this a little bit differently because the person's age is also over 19, or is over 19, they automatically get to go. We can work with that another time, which we get to use things like ands and ors. But for this one, we're just going to focus on ifs. So hopefully that helps you guys out working with strings, numbers, noticing that indentations run if a condition is true. If it's false, it gets skipped over. Then we have one where we work with Booleans and numbers. Hopefully you guys found if statements really useful. If you did, there's a little bit more we can do with elif statements in the next one. So you guys can take a look at that, or you guys can go back and take a look at how to do inputs and get information from the user and then do something with it through if statements. All right, take care. Bye-bye.